Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, continue to fill this room. For I know right now in this moment that the Spirit of God surrounds us. For there is only one life. That life is God. That is my life. That is the life of each and every one of us. For there is no disconnect, no separation. There is only God. In, through, and around all things. So I know that this service is blessed. I know that this day is blessed. I know that this month is blessed. I know that this city is blessed. So I just give thanks. I give thanks for our senior minister, Reverend Celeste Frazier. I give thanks for our assistant minister, Reverend Jackson. I give thanks for our board of trustees that guides and directs us, for our practitioner corps that lifts us up and surrounds us with prayer. I give thanks for each and every volunteer that helps us to keep this church up and moving and running and loving, pouring out into the communities. I give thanks for every ministry, from the garden to the grounds to the building maintenance, the children, our beautiful music ministry, our pastoral care and prison ministry, community outreach, youth and family. I give thanks. For I know that we are all working together as a cohesive team in the mind of God, in the mind and consciousness of East Bay Church of Religious Science. And for that, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am thankful. And I allow these words, these blessings, and this gratitude to just overflow, touching each and every one of us, and letting it be perfectly, holy, and completely. So I release these words. I release them out into the universe, knowing that they are already done. And please anchor this with me by saying Ashe. Ashe. Amen. Amen. And so it is.
Holy Spirit, fill this room. Shekinah glory, sweet perfume. We need your presence. We need you. Holy Spirit, fill this room. Holy Spirit, fill this room. Shekinah glory, sweet perfume. We need your presence. We need you. Holy Spirit, fill this room. We need your presence. We need you. Holy Spirit, fill this
Amen. Good morning, East Bay. Good morning and welcome to the first Sunday in the second quarter of the year. So we have had a great time this year. We are just finishing up our season of nonviolence and all the activities that we had over the last few months. How many people went out to the Peace Vigil, the the movie that we held here, which was great, the panel, and then last weekend we also had a great choir concert. How many people? Yeah. So we are definitely excited about what is going on this year. We have a lot of great things planned for the rest of the year, and please stay tuned by reading your e-blast as well as looking at our East Bay website. So I also wanted to make mention of our prayer box. We are accepting prayers each and every Sunday. If you have a prayer request on your heart, please fill out the yellow forms that are in the back of the sanctuary. You can also reach out to any one of the practitioners who are wearing a purple stole, and we will pray for you. Definitely don't go home with any type of challenge or old belief. Let it go today.
Yes, amen.
See, and then, and also we have a beautiful prayer room. I want to keep saying that because it is completely reformed. And so if you haven't seen it yet, then definitely go there right after service and we can have an individualized session for you. Right now we are going to recite our declarations of principles. They're on this beautiful laminated form that should be in the seat in front of you at the bottom. If not, then please share with someone close to you. And before we begin our declaration of principles, I do want to just say welcome back to one of our practitioners, Quinette Olson, as well as one of our old office managers, Sharon, is here as well. Hello. Thank you. So we will read this in unison as soon as I put my glasses on. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. We believe in the individualization of the Spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. We believe that heaven is within us, and that we experience to the degree that we become conscious of it. We believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete freedom from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the impress of our thoughts and acts upon it. We believe in the healing of the sick through the power of this mind. We believe in the control of conditions through the power of this mind. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God, and so it is.
Yes, we do. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God.
Amen.
Say with me, the life of all is God. Yes, that's our theme for the month, the allness. My name is Reverend Celeste Frazier. It is my joy to welcome you here this morning. Happy Sunday morning. And now I want to acknowledge that there may be some among us who are here for the very first time. If this is your first visit to the East Bay Church of Religious Science, we invite you to kindly stand so that we may confer a blessing upon you. Yes. And the congregation raises our hands in your direction and repeats after me by saying, "Welcome to the East Bay Church of Religious Science."
Welcome to the East Bay Church of Religious Science.
We know who you are.
We know who you are.
You are an individualization of love.
You are an individualization of love,
Intelligence and beauty. You are a special way that God is happening on this planet.
You are a special way that God is happening on this planet.
We thank God for you.
We thank God for you.
Welcome to the East Bay Church of Religious Science.
Welcome to the East Bay Church of Religious Science.
Okay, you've been gifted with a rose and with a packet. Let that rose be a reminder to you of your beauty as you take your seats with honor. And I also invite you to take a little something out of there, leave us your information, and exchange it for a free CD of today's service. You can get the free CD without filling it out, but we prefer to be able to be connected with you, this part of the allness that you represent.
Amen.
Deal?
Amen.
All right, cool. All right, so the welcome means welcome. It means welcome whatever your gender is, or if you're non-binary, it's welcome whatever your sexuality is, even if it's asexual. We welcome you from whatever path, whatever culture, whatever genealogy, all of that is welcome here in the allness. Yes. And so as we continue to celebrate the allness, reach out and touch someone. Shake a hand, give a smile, give a hug if you can. Hey, sweetie. Good morning.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better
So as we make our way back to our seats, we're going to invite up our board member, Precious, I can't remember her last name, Green, to do our community opportunities.
Good morning, East Bay.
Good morning.
All right. Whew. Okay. It's always beautiful on a day that's kind of cloudy and the sun doesn't know if it wants to come out or not, to come here and be greeted with so many smiles and so much love and so much style. So thank you all. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. As always, I'd like to just highlight a few key announcements. Every week we have the bulletins, the online newsletter, as well as the website. So please make sure that you are keeping track of all the things happening and unfolding here at East Bay using those tools. I've been asked to let all the kids know that our youth are meeting over in the Reverend E building. So if you want to make a dash for it now's your chance. They are excited and waiting for you all. All right, we've talked about this a few times, but we think it's critical to reinforce that, excuse me, there's no need for you to throw cash in the trash. So please, as you all have heard, the City of Oakland, Waste Management, so on and so forth, have found a new revenue stream, and it's called inspections, and they're expensive. So I don't know about you, but I'm sure I could think of better ways to spend $300 per infraction. All we ask of you is to take the time and be intentional. If you have something that is compost, please put it in the proper green receptacle. Same with recycling, and if something is truly for the landfill, then we have clearly marked containers. If you have any questions, we have a recycling and trash management team that has been trained to help us be better, both financially, but also better to the earth. We have lots of containers throughout the space. They are all clearly marked. Again, if you have any questions, just reach out to any of the members of that team or write a check for $300 and we'll make sure to turn it right back over to Waste Management. So, I'd like to end with that zinger. And that actually ties into our next announcement. It is pledge time. Our annual campaign, Better Together, launched last month and continues. If you haven't taken a moment to complete a pledge form, please do so. You can do it complete a form given to you by an usher. If you're more technology driven, you can go to the kiosk, or in the quiet solitude and joy of your home, complete an online form on our website. Basically, we all know how pledge drives work. I'm sure many of us grew up watching the United Negro College Fund and Jerry Lewis. I don't remember what that charity was, but I remember the show. But basically, or if you listen to any public radio station, you know what pledge drives do, how important they are, and this is no different. In order for us to thrive and continue to be a space of community and love and growth, we need to have those pledges of support in any amount you can. So again, feel free to fill out a form. Just check in with our ushers. You can fill out the form on the kiosk or go to our website. All right, at this time, I'd love to invite Reverend Anthony to come on up because it is time to celebrate our anniversary.
All right. It is time to celebrate. It is time to celebrate. Oh, yes. And as part of our celebration, our 46th celebration, we're going to have a fabulous bus tour. The bus tour will take place on May the 4th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And one thing that's really, really important, Spirit will be on the bus expressing itself as me. Okay? So make sure that Spirit is also on the bus expressing itself as you. The cost is $46, and lunch will be provided. And as I stated, this takes place on May the 4th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So come out. We're going to be singing songs. We're going to visit some of the locations of the East Bay Church. And I understand that some of the ministers will be available to participate and to answer questions. So please come out and join us. Thank you.
Good morning, East Bay. Good morning. Also, as part of that celebration, I was sitting there listening to Ona, and she was thankful for a lot here going on at East Bay. And we have a lot to be thankful for. So as part of the 46th celebration, it's the gala. The gala is going to take place on August 10th. That's a Saturday at Preservation Park. This is the other side of the flyer. Get your tickets. Tickets are $150 individual. If you want to do a table, $13.50. A table of 10, so that's a discount. Okay, get your families and your friends together and do a table. Or we still have the flex deal. Pay over 3 months. 50-50-50. How about that? So this is going to be a wonderful event for us to come out and just be thankful. Thankful for the 46 years of East Bay. And also just to come out and have a fabulous time. So get your tickets, bookstore, kiosk, or online, and we'll see you there. Thank you.
All right. So this next announcement is very near and dear to my heart because the announcement team is seeking volunteers. Basically, what Constance, what Marlon, what Lynn, and others do when we come up and share these opportunities is an amazing, super easy form of service in community, and we would love for more of you to partake. Simply put, it's a one week a month commitment, just sharing with the community what is going on, ways that they can be of service, opportunities to celebrate and feel the joy and the oneness. We need more people. I know some people are often intimidated coming up here, but I assure you when you look out on your beautiful faces, all the nerves and the butterflies go away. And what matters is knowing that you are supported and you are contributing in a true, tangible way to the service and community here at East Bay. Mm-hmm. If you would like more information, please feel free to see me or to sign up. I apologize. Please check in at our Seva Sacred Service table. Complete one of the blue forms, and we would love to have you come on board.
Yes, amen.
All right. That ends the pitch. Okay. And finally, it's spring, and that means it's time for new classes, and there is a lot in store for you here at East Bay, where you can get your spiritual truth any day of the week. I actually just started Reverend Dr. Francione's class on prosperity by principle and spiritual economics, and she is incredibly dynamic. And it's wonderful that we are blessed with teachers who can incorporate so many methodologies and, art, of course, the textbooks, so on and so forth, as well as their own life experience to make for a powerful experience for us. In addition, Saturday mornings, Sandy Dennis will be teaching practical mysticism. And she's here. Okay. So if Sandy and Sherry could please come on up to tell us a little bit about exploring roots and practical mysticism.
Good morning, East Bay. Good morning. My name is Sandy Dennis, and I am a licensed practitioner here at East Bay Church. And I will also be facilitating a class beginning next Saturday from 10 to 1, and it is called Practical Mysticism. And I would love for you all to come out and join me in encouraging us to bring up our inner mystics and develop that aspect of ourselves, which is one of the things that I love about this church, that it enables us to empower our own selves to do and encourage what is within us to do. So just come out and play with me, and we'll have a great time. Thank you.
Good morning, East Bay. I'm Sherry, and I'm a practitioner here. And the class I will be teaching is Roots. Now, I was in meditation around this, and I said, I need to let them know that sometimes we judge a book by its cover. So I'm just letting you know, don't judge this class by the name of it. Because Roots is what the foundation is of this class. However, there is so much more to it. And yet last week I talked about the history. Well, let's don't talk about that either. Let's talk about the journey that we'll take into knowing this philosophy more and being able to go deeper within yourself through this philosophy, through this class. So come out and have fun with us. This class is on Mondays, which is tomorrow. And it is from 6:30 to 9:30. And I'll be in the back after service to take your enrollments. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Am I using this? Okay, I guess I'm using this mic. Okay. Practical Mysticism is a rich class. It's a class that allows you to literally have a spiritual marriage with the presence within you. Roots is letting you know how science of mind came to be. It brings you the law and the logic of Thomas Troward. It brings you the mysticism from Emma Curtis Hopkins. And it brings you the imagination and intuition of Ralph Waldo Emerson. So those are both wonderfully rich classes. And ain't nothing like a foundation, baby. Okay, I personally teach foundation to make sure that we get the fundamental aspects of our teaching. And we go through a little bit of the background of how we came to be, but basically we focus on the principles. And the principles are what you read every week, what we believe, each line broken down every week so that you get to be with that. Okay, and Foundations gives you an understanding that you must have when you go into practitioner training. There's no way that you can know the truth in the way that we have it packaged to celebrate the oneness and the allness without having this class. Yeah. So for people who work at night or people who are retired and don't go out at night, I'm offering it to you during the day. Okay, so that's Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. starting Thursday, April 11th. I'm excited to be here for you. I love that some of you have been coming up saying that you're going to take the class. Go ahead to the kiosk today, sign up there, go to the education table today, sign up there. Betty, will you be there to greet them? Yes. All right, stand up so they can know who to go to. That's our education director, Betty McEady. And we'll see you in class. I want to bring up our young adults. They want to tell you about a little party we're having this Friday night. This is Jackie Zick, Andrea Page, and Mary Ellen. What's your last name? Mary Allen. I don't know why I said Mary Ellen.
Good morning, East Bay. My name is Jackie.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Andrea.
Good morning.
Blessings. My name is Mary Allen.
Good morning.
So we are part of the young adult group here at East Bay Church of Religious Science. And yes, we are having a game night, April 12th, 7 p.m. And we would love for everybody between the ages of 18 and 38 to be there. Now we know that the program said otherwise. And we do love our elders, but we really want this to be for the young adults. Yes, sorry about that.
We would love for everybody to attend. Okay, if you bring an 18 to 38-year-old with you, we're just establishing our community, so we want to see those 18 to 38-year-olds there.
Now we will hear from our lovely choir angels representing the Women's Ensemble, and that is directed by our beautiful and anointed Sharon Henderson.
Yes, amen.
Okay, the allness and the inness of God is what we are going to be taught about today and fed in a mighty way. Amen. It's about unity. It's about being one with the one. And today we're ready to rise up and walk with the God that is within us. And this is your opportunity. We're doing chant-like stuff today, so it's your opportunity to join in. Yes, yes? Yes. So as you catch on, you're going to join in? Yes. Yes. All right, here we go. Come on, church. Come on. Rest on your feet. Come on. If you can stand, stand, rise up. Come on, rise up. Rise up, act like you know something in here. Come on. on, church, let me hear you.
Rise up.
Yeah.
Rise up.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Rise up.
Come on and rise up.
Rise up. Rise up and walk with God.
Rise up, rise up.
Rise up.
Yeah.
Rise up.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Rise up.
Rise up, rise up.
Rise up. Rise up. Rise up and walk with God. Don't you know you got to rise up? Don't you know you got to rise up? Don't you know you got to rise up? Don't you know you got to rise up and walk with God? Rise up. Rise up. Rise up. Rise up. Rise up and walk with God. Rise up.
Amen. Amen. Woo. Yes, yes. Oh, God is good all the time. We need each other. This thing called unity requires us to understand that there's only one. So in our subconscious knows it, in our conscious mind, we have to know that too. We need each other. I need you to survive. You all know this. Let's just bring this energy into the room and minister with this song. So vital for today and the disunity that's going on. We can start that vibration from this very room. I need you to survive. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. For my very life, you are important to me. I need you to survive. Come on, church, say, can you lift your voice and say, I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that every your neighbor and say, come on, look him in the eye. I need you. You need me.
You need.
Come on. We're all a part. Come on. Point some light in the body of God. Look into the eyes of God. Come on. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will. Every need will be supplied. You are important to me. Come on. Keep the gaze. Body of God, come on. Keep the eyes on that point of light, the body of God. Come on, tell them. Important to. Say it like you mean it. I need you. I need you. Yes, I do. Come on, one more time. I need you. Come on. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Every day of my life. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. Come on, look at your part. Come on, look at somebody and tell them I pray. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need
Women's Ensemble under the direction. Under the direction of Miss Sharon Anderson. Mark on keys. Tony on guitar. Lee on bass. Vino on drums. They're the women's ensemble today because the other half of them are sick. And Sharon is too. But she's a trooper. Give them some more love. I need you. Clearly, that's why God sent me here. You need me. That's why God sent me here. We're all a part of God's body. So this month, the theme is the allness. And I want to make it plain because it's really, really, really the key of our teaching. You know, a lot of people have, the thing about, well, enlightenment is our deal. Well, salvation is our deal. Well, a multiplicity of different gods, that's our deal. Whatever it is, our deal is oneness. Okay? So when we sing, we're all a part of God's body. That's real. Right? So stand by me. It means we're here for each other. Right? It says agree with me. And that's not meaning that you agree with everything I say, but it's agree with me that we are all one body. Okay? It's God's will that every need be supplied. That's how we do what we do. That's how we show up for each other. That's why we come and we sing in service to lift up emotionally the body of the church so that they can be attuned to the real essence of our being, so that we can be attuned to that spirit that is love, that is trying to reach us, and it can't reach us through our mind. It has to reach us through our heart, our intelligence center. Okay? And so understanding that allows us to be able to be in service to one another. If you are holding vigil, it's not simply somebody who's sitting there with their eyes closed. They're holding a high vibration for every aspect of this service and for this community. Understand that we were at a practitioner retreat yesterday. For the good part of the day, it was a wonderful healing time. Yes, practitioners, and one, yes. And one of the exercises that we did was to just simply send love to each other on a paired up, facilitated by my friend who's in town, Reverend Vianella Vaughn Austin. That aspect of it, the morning aspect, facilitated by Reverend Deborah Johnson. And so, because we are here in service to you as the body of practitioners, that means we have to take care of ourselves. Individually, that's how we put our masks on. And collectively, that's how we come together as a unit, a strong body of a core of, an essential aspect of the spiritual, the ecclesiastical order of this center for spiritual living. I'm going to talk more about that in a moment. And so, because you are important to us, that is why we do what we do. So this month's book of the month is by Tracy Brown, who happens to be a practitioner, and she also happens to be the chairperson of the Leadership Council of the Centers for Spiritual Living. And more importantly, she is a diversity trainer. And so the name of her book is Stained Glass Spirit. You know what a stained glass is? It has different colors, it has different shapes, and everything comes together to form a wholeness, right? And then the subtitle of the book, Stained Glass Spirit, is Becoming a Spiritual Community Where Oneness Does Not Mean Sameness. Okay? So oneness does not mean sameness. That's why I said we don't have to agree of everything what I say, but we do have to agree that we are one. Okay? So unity does not require uniformity. Okay? So we're welcoming, we're valuing, we're educating, we're serving, and we're engaging all people within our walls and they're free, as well as outside of our walls. Okay? So we're understanding that, like, energetically, we stood last week kind of being together, listing those people's names, holding those candles high. We were representing what oneness means, being connected to people whom perhaps we have never met. But that we are still, because we're one with God, absolutely one with each and every one of them, visible or invisible. Okay? And so understanding that, we are kind of holding hands with one another in an invisible way, because anytime we have a news item that comes out and says, this happened to so-and-so, or this happened to this group of people, or this happened to these people who were in the middle of praying, or whatever it is, and we feel something. No, you didn't put it there yourself. That's the presence in you that feels connected to those persons who may have been harmed in some way. And when you have a friend who has a baby, or when you have a family member who's getting married, the joy that you feel for them is something that you have because it's called love, right? And so we're close in family in that way. Hear me now. And so, you know, it may show up in different areas of your life. You know, Tracy gives different scenarios. You know, you may think, well, I'm cheering for the same team, you know, I want so-and-so to win the Final Four and blah, 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 right? Or you know what? We're here, we're doing worship services together, so, you know, we're unity. So that wouldn't explain why you talk about that person behind their back. Unity is not that. Okay? And so we can say, you know what? We're unity when we're doing community service. We're out here, we're doing this for these people, we're preparing this for those people, you know, we're showing up for these people. And then, do we also feel like some kind of judgment, like, you know, yes, they need me to be there, but you obviously need to be there, or else you wouldn't be showing up there in service, because it's not servitude.
Yes.
And you may say, you know what, my team at work works together really well, you know, we're flawless, right? And then let one of you be by yourself and the other person not be there. And what you got to say about them when you're not working flawlessly together? So we're talking about oneness. And it's not just about productivity. Oneness is what we need to survive. We have it, but let's talk about how to know it. Now, no, everybody does not have to be the same to have unity. Okay? That's why, when you look at the stained glass, there's really no two pieces that are the same. They're not even the same color or the same shape. So, there's a changeless nature of the original mind of God, however. That's the part that doesn't change. That's the part that remains. And so Ernest Holmes says, it is important for us to see that unity does not mean uniformity, and that the changeless nature of the original mind in no way imposes monotonous action upon it. Right? We're not automatons. I am programmed to do this. This is what I must do. That's not how we came out, right? We came out unique, expressing, right, in an abundance of ways. In ways sometimes that are even a little bit uncomfortable to us because it's not like we are. Ooh. Whatever that is. Even the discomfort at seeing someone who's not as able-bodied as we are. Even the discomfort of seeing someone who may be missing a limb. Even the discomfort of seeing somebody whose prayer includes bowing down on the floor. Okay? And so whatever that discomfort is, that's not the unity aspect of us. That's the part of us that is really kind of in that, I'll call it egoic for the time being, that separation mentality. Okay? And so in that separation mentality, it means I don't really understand you, so I don't want to live near you. I don't want you to live near me. I don't want to be in that same worship space with you. All I want to look at is one kind of person in one kind of way when I go to this place where I go, because that is what I can identify with, and only that will allow me to feel comfortable enough to be at one with God. Now that's craziness. Now there just simply isn't a human being who's without God. I don't care what kind of judgment that you may have about them. Yes, there's God in Donald Trump. Yes, there's God in Hitler. Yes, there's God in, whatever kind of dictator or what kind of criminal you may think of. God is still there. So, if somebody has a different background, it doesn't mean we can't work with them. We don't have to assume that you have to be like me to understand me. We talked about this. We start talking about the theme of the month whenever it falls. And so we talked about it on Wednesday night. We had a conversation in our circle here the other night. And it was really, talking about things like, Barack Obama is not like Donald Trump, right? And so this thing is, I said, yes, and both of them had at least 2 white guardians, right? And so Barack, one of them was his grandmother, but, one of them was his mother. And so whatever that is, it didn't matter who may be guiding that person, what their race is, what their background is. That just means there's somebody who loves you enough to take care of you. And there's somebody who wants to see the best for you. Now, we may want to be, good people, and we may be aware intellectually that grace is, I know God's got me and all of this. But let an obstacle come up. Let an obstacle come up and I go into reaction mode and I forget that God is right where I am. I forget that God is all there is. I forget that in the midst of this struggle, God is in there too. I forget that when I'm so busy reacting from my fear, I forget that in the center of this obstacle is an opportunity for me to remember who I am. There's something in the midst of this obstacle that is saying, I need to rethink my thoughts, because whatever that thing is that I am resisting has come all the way up in my face. So that I cannot look away. I have to deal with that. Right? It may be something that's happening in your household. It may be something that's happening in your relationship. It's just going to show up in that place where you are. So not to be dismissed any longer. Okay? And so ask the universe, what is it that I need to know about this? Because I'm not going to go into separation, because separation just brings me deeper into misery, deeper into this feeling of isolation, this feeling of I am not connected somehow. And that's a horrible feeling. It's death. It's death in the realest way. It's death in the way that, you know, we may not release our body temple, but we may feel like we want to. So the obstacle is a signal from your true self, according to Deepak Chopra, and those of us who are doing Grace Through Gratitude with him and Oprah. You know, it's an obstacle is a signal from your true self. It's asking you to take a fresh look at the situation. The outer obstacle has mirrored what you're resisting inside. Now, A Course in Miracles says, I am one self united with my Creator. Mm-hmm. Now, that automatically connects us all, first of all. Now, because I'm one with God, there's never going to be a time when I'm at one with God. It's just like, you know what, I'm one with God on Sunday. Not so much on Monday. A little bit on Tuesday. I'll try to get back with God on Wednesday. I don't really have time for God on Thursday, but Friday, I wish I could find God right now. Oh, Saturday, I'm going to have to find God because Sunday's coming up tomorrow. Not exactly. You know, when you know that you're one with God, you have to know that that substance is always there. So we're knowing that when we're not accepting of this truth, then we see ourselves as some kind of feeble imitation of God's creation. And we're miserable. And we're beset with pain. And we're weak. And we're vicious. And we're ugly. And all these things that we say about ourselves, because we have forgotten that at the core of our being, there is something that loves us and sees none of that about us. So you're not being tenuously held by some kind of erratic, capricious, tenuous God. God is not erratic. It is changeless. It is constant. It is ever supporting. It is ever lifting. It is ever loving. It is ever being gently guiding us to our good. It doesn't change erratically. Our thoughts do. You know? Oh, this has my attention now. Oh, that has my attention now. Right? But if God were like that, you think we are in a mess now. Okay? They singing, I'll rise up. Somebody's got to rise up. You know? It says, I know you feel like dying. But we're going to take the world to its feet. You know? We're not just going to settle for this old broken down world that can barely stand. We're going to set the world on its feet. How are we going to do that? By being the presence, showing up unafraid. Yes, and it's not just one time. Okay? It's like unlimited, thousands of times over and over and over and over again. We have to keep rising unafraid. And you say, well, where am I going to get the courage? I don't always feel like I'm up to it, Reverend Celeste. Don't even worry about that, because God is all the time. Not some of the time. All of the time. And so trusting that, having faith in that, relying on that is all that we have to do. If we don't see it apparent, then we've got to know it and trust it in the realm of the invisible. The Course says our goal needs to be bringing the awareness of oneness to all minds, so that true creation may extend the allness and unity of God. Yes, we're about bringing the awareness of oneness to all minds. I'm about bringing the awareness of oneness to all minds. The first center I started was called the Power of Oneness Spiritual Center. That's how I wanted to just put it straight out there up front. Y'all know me. I put it straight out there up front. Oneness is what we need to bring all minds to the awareness of. So true creation, that's people who know themselves as spiritual beings. Those true creation, not simply seeing themselves as fleshly things that are temporal. But true creations have to really hold this oneness vibration in such a precious way that we are ready to deliver it. And this is how we do. We deliver it through our songs, through the choir. We deliver it through our music, through the songs that we play. There is a universal language that music brings that brings oneness to this planet. There is an understanding of oneness that we bring when we go to the families who are in need. It is an understanding of oneness that we bring to people who have been incarcerated. It is that sense of oneness that we bring to the people that we're feeding on a couple of Wednesdays during the month. It's the oneness that we are bringing when we go and take care of the children. It's the oneness that we are bringing when we are doing things for the immigration, having lemonade stands for the children. It's the oneness that we are bringing when we are doing whatever we need to do at Lake Merritt at the Peace Vigil to acknowledge people who have died by violent death. It's the oneness that we are bringing when we have a nonviolence conversation about how to communicate with each other and inviting the community in. It's the oneness that we are bringing when we have health fairs and we try to help people monitor their blood pressure. It's the oneness that we are being that isn't about what we do on Sunday morning. And it is about what we do on Sunday morning. But our work has no real significance without our faith in knowing who we are, whose we are, where we came from, what the substance of our life is. Otherwise, we have nothing to offer anyone. So we want to let those illusions and those doubts be penetrated and obliterated by the light of our being. We want to make a call to the world to be at one with us. I still don't know what the exact count is, but I put it up on Facebook. There's over 20 countries that are feeding into us. Hello, live streamers. How y'all doing? So when we're talking about the gala, yes, it's a party, and we know we like to party. Yes, it's that. But the theme is celebrating the oneness. The theme is, this is the core principle of what we say we are about. All of this is the oneness. Each aspect of this is contributing to what we see, and more importantly, what we be. And so now, to say, you know what? It's the oneness that we do in service to the community, is to say, I honor you because of what I am. I honor you because of what God is. Is to say, I honor you because God loves us both as one. Right? It's not that God doesn't see us as individuals, but you know, I'm just talking about the mothers I know. There's no mother that would just simply love one of their children and just say, oh yeah, you too. Right? It doesn't matter what that child does. It doesn't matter how heinous that activity that they may have done does. You know, and you can't ask a mother to choose one over the other. It just doesn't work. Right? I'm talking about the mothers that I know. I'm not saying that there are some other kind of behaviors going on, but in terms of who they truly are, that's what a mother is. And so we need to start seeing each other as a blended family. You know, there's a lot of blended families going on here. Right. I get married once. I had one child. I get married and I'm with somebody else, and we have a child together. And then there's all these people that don't necessarily have the same blood type, but we're a blended family. We're a blended family when we take that spit test, and we were talking trash about folks in Mexico till we found out that we had Mexican in us, right? And so we're a blended family. And so this blended family means that we're accepting each other as we are, no matter how we got here. So being a blended family means that we're here together in this time, in this space, to be a family. That means co-creating. That means supporting each other. That means everybody has something that they need to do to contribute to the family. That means we come together and we break bread together. That means we take care of whatever business that we need to do. Everybody does this. Somebody needs to wash the dishes. Somebody needs to vacuum the floor. I'm doing you a favor, parents, if any children are in here. Somebody needs to. Right? Somebody needs to, bring the dog out. Right? Somebody needs to feed the cat. Okay, everybody's got a role that they need to do. What is your role in this blended family? What is it that you can do so magnificently that you're making a contribution to this thing called life? We all can't do it as well. We've already talked about it. You see, because what we realized yesterday at the practitioner retreat was that we all have the same high vision, although how we show up is different. So all we've got to do is anchor who we are, wherever we are, and meet each other. Meet each other where we are in accord. And so instead of looking for differences, we want to look for opportunities to meet. We want for opportunities to have that kind of Thanksgiving dinner that you don't try to avoid because of who's going to be there. I'm just saying. It was over a year and a month ago when I candidated here. And one of the things that the practitioners wanted to know was what was my community service interest and what had I been doing in community service. And the thing was, I had been doing so much I couldn't even remember everything. I had to kind of pick from whatever it was. And this is not to toot my horn. This is just saying that when I say faith without works is dead, I know that's true. There's no way I'm going to sit up and see racial discord and not want to do something about it. There's no way that I'm going to see somebody without a home and not want to do something about it. There's no way that I'm not going to see injustice and go out there and pray with somebody who's been treated unjustly. There's no way that I'm not going to stand on a street corner with my sisters from every faith and absolutely call for more peace in the streets. And so that's basically basic community, being a good citizen. But we got to act like we know what we know, people. That's how we're pressing toward unity. You know, pressing isn't saying, well, I'm forcing you, I'm going to make you get to unity. Pressing is not saying, you know what, we going to come together because I'm commandeering this and we going to come together. It's not that, you know, but it is kind of like crowdfunding, right? But the currency is not money. The currency is love. So you got something for a sister? You got something for a brother? Let's pull it together. Let's bring it together. Let's make this happen. Let's take care of this church. Let's take care of this community. Let's take care of these people who are going through something right now. That's what real crowdfunding is. When the currency is compassion. And so when we discover that we were pressed from unity for our own very beingness, then we discover that we are uniquely expressed for a purpose. And then we bring that talent to the world, we bring that talent to the universe, so that what then we do truly have something to celebrate. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. None of what we do is separate. So we want to press into unity. We want to press deeper into our loving. We want to absolutely know and grow something greater than we've known before. So I say namaste at the end of all my talks. And for those who don't understand that, one interpretation of that is I recognize my essence in every soul I meet. But when I say namaste, that means I'm calling forth the God in you. I see it. I know it's there. And so I need to know that you know that I see you. Amen. And I bless you. Amen. I know who you are. Namaste. As the prayer box comes forward, I invite the practitioners and ministers to stand with me in prayer. Got a long list today. Just got to find it. There it is. So as we just simply release everything else and tune into this one heart, this one mind, this one essence, the core of our being, the truth of who we are, love, life, beauty, freedom, wholeness, perfection, completeness, justice, freedom, light, guidance, direction. This is the allness, too multitudinous to name every single quality, and yet know that I have them all, that I am them all. And whatever greater or lesser degrees I may analyze or pick apart, it's all here. It's all God. It's the wholeness that is because we are. It's the perfection in the midst of us that makes all things possible by grace. God's favor unconditionally. It is this space and place that I pray from as I think about Sharon Henderson and her congestion and all those things around her sinuses and whatever's going on there that she's moving through. So we accept release from any kind of confusion. We accept release from any kind of separation anywhere, in any corner of the mind. I know the same true for Pamela Nash, who still showed up for the women's circle yesterday, regardless of her not feeling particularly well. I'm knowing that for each of these women's choir members, Teresa Smith, for Mariana Alderad, for Joanne Johnson, that each one of them are being surrounded by the love of God, and they're allowing the love that is within them to radiate and penetrate any of those cells that seem to be incomplete. They're filled with love now, bursting anything that doesn't belong there wide open, dismissing it back to the nothingness from which it never came. I'm knowing that what emerges is the full perfection of their being, not simply in their soul, but throughout every effect that their body temple has, moving through the bloodstream and moving through all of the glands, moving through the muscles, the tissues, and the sinews. I know this for Ayana Johnson as she even takes her medication, knowing it's not the medication that's doing the work. It's just letting the rest of the body calm down so that God can do what it do. And so what I know is that for each person in this music ministry, that there's peace. Regardless of whatever circumstances are going on and who's in front and all of that, I'm blessing this music ministry who is in service to love, evoking our emotional body, evoking our connection with oneness, with love. I'm knowing peace for Nadia Abdullah as she thinks about her sister Joyce Elahai with that particular set of challenges that she's moving through. I'm knowing guidance and direction for each one of Joyce's caregivers. I'm knowing compassion for and from every family member who may have a concern about her well-being. I'm knowing those places and spaces where Joyce may feel disconnected are now behind her, and that now she is absolutely embracing and accepting the allness that love has for her right now. I know peace for Deb Kersey, whose father and stepmother transitioned. She now has not one but two spirit guides, and so I'm still knowing that there's a hollowness, there's a pain, there's an anguish that comes when a parent is released into the afterlife, into the invisible. And I'm knowing that regardless of whether it was a biological parent or whomever that particular person is who stands in that role holding some kind of love, that there is still a sense of a loss. And so I'm knowing that even though nothing is ever lost in God, nothing is ever lost in God, nothing is ever lost in God, I'm knowing that there is a sense of missing this physical being. But that what is really real is that they never leave us. Just as Jesus said, I never forsake you. They are a part of us for all that they have been in our lives and all that they continue to remind us of because of the seeds that they have planted in our souls, into our psyche. We know that right where Kuiki Sammy is, God is, as Kuiki deals with the transition of the mother. And so their mother is absolutely still whole, still perfect, still complete, right where she is. And so I'm accepting for Kuiki that she too is aware that this is the truth of her mother, and that even in her absence that she is present. And I'm knowing that that peace that passes understanding, whatever the spiritual theories are, they may not even know and understand how this person is still alive in another dimension. But let them know peace. Let them know peace like they've never known before. Because it is part of their composition, part of their truth. And so I just give a blessing to anyone and everyone who has placed anything in this prayer box, knowing that if it's around finances, that there is an abundant universe. And just as I now know that there is a service that picks up food from restaurants and brings it to places where people are needing food, we're knowing that the problem is not the food, it's just simply the distribution. So we call forth a shift in the distribution so that those who feel as though they're missing something are able to really know that it's available and at hand. Not just somewhere, but right here. And so I'm knowing this truth. I'm accepting that the doors and the windows of their mind open already with gratitude to receive it. To know that gratitude is that activating principle that allows grace, that go sign, that green light. And I know for anyone who has a prayer, whether placed in the prayer box or not, about a relationship, about conflict, that too is an illusion, that there is never a time when we are separated, only a time when we are disillusioned by some egoic thought that has led us astray and made us believe in a separation. I'm knowing reconciliation now, I'm knowing healing now, I'm knowing completeness for each and every relationship at the individual level as well as the combined level. God is in the midst of it all. So give me thanks for all that has not been spoken, knowing that God already knows the truth. I lovingly release this word and I let it be. And together we affirm this by saying, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. Hallelujah. Ooh, yeah. All right, so this is offertory time first. Or no, it's the children first. No, it's offertory. I got confused when I saw the children coming in. We've got to circulate first. They came in with such force. So we celebrate that our youth are our currency as well. But we're not going to hear from them just yet. We're going to hear from our giving nature, our abundant dimension, that part of us that is never lacking, knowing God is our source and our supply, knowing that we cannot beat God giving and that there is much to be received as well. We welcome these blessings of giving. We welcome these blessings of love as we listen to our music ministry.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But I can't say if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. Let it go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free. I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for
Yes, yes, yes. I am only here for God. And we are only here for God. And so each gift that has been given is to say, I am contributing to the oneness. I am supporting the divine idea that supports me. And so we give thanks for the grace that was there before we even put a piece of paper anywhere, or slid a credit card, or texted 50155 to East Bay. Before all of that, grace was already active. So we give thanks that we have been the recipients of it with gratitude, and that we're giving from that energy of gratitude. We give thanks for the many ways that this blesses our community, whether it's paying the penalties for incorrect disposal, or whether it's taking care of the supplies for the children, or whether it's expanding our communication and our technology and our way of revealing the face of God. In every way that this community activates grace, we are supporting it, supplying it, sustaining it, maintaining it beyond 46 years because of the oneness that we share. In gratitude for more blessings to come, I release this word, I let it be, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. Thank you, ushers. Thank you, everyone, for participating consciously in this activity of giving. And now we have our youth. Our youth. Hey, how you doing? Hey.
Good afternoon, church. Good afternoon. All right. My name is Toussaint Haki Stewart. This is my wife, Jackie Stewart. And we were the practitioners in the back with our amazing children. So give it up for the children real quick. Come on. All right. Our message today, our topic today was diversity and inclusion. Okay? We are all rooted in the one, but out of the one come the many, right? And so it's one thing to be diverse, but we need all voices to be included. So that spirit of inclusion is extremely important. And the kids got a chance to express experiences that they have with diversity and inclusion in their own lives, but also within themselves. So we created a tree full of the hands of all of the children, and each hand has an affirmation of who they are individually, but we're all a part of one tree, okay? And so, yeah. And so each child potentially wants to say one affirmation about who they are on this tree? Okay. Leo?
Mine says peace.
All right. I am peaceful. All right. And?
I'm Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Batman.
Who you are?
My name is Kai. And I work to lunch, and I work to school. Generous. Adventurous.
I'm smart.
I'm caring.
I am fun.
Kind.
Thank you all so much. It was a pleasure working with your children. Please come and pick them up. Give the children some love. Yes. Good job, you guys.
Children, we love you. We see you. We know who you are. And we love you unconditionally. We're so grateful for the way that you show up. Yes. Thank you. Well, oneness shows up as midday meditation. It shows up as Wednesday evening healing, revealing service. It shows up as the Roots class on Monday, as the spiritual economics class on Tuesday, and the practitioner training on Tuesday. It shows up as the game night on Friday. It shows up as a lot of wonderful activities at East Bay. So we look forward to seeing you soon. Let's grab a hand, touch a hand, give a smile, gently hold each other in love as we pray out. In all of this movement, that's the activity of grace. In all of the conversation, that's the activity of God expressing. So we embrace it all. And we know that in the allness, there's good at the core. It's that love that loves us beyond measure. It's that grace that continues to support and give in every diverse way possible. For in its multitudinal and multidimensional aspects, everywhere we look, we see God. So we thank God for the God that each of us are, and for the God that we bring to one another in each moment. As we leave this place, we're surrounded by safely, filled with love, supported by grace. For this and so much more, I am grateful. I release this word to law. Law being perfect, I know it is done, and so it is. Amen.
billions live their lives, that Muhammad, Krishna, or the Buddha are the way. Still some believe it's right to say in the name of Jesus when you pray. We are a humankind of 7 billion. So many different races and religions, and it all comes down to one. Some say God's a him, still many believe he is a her. Does God live in our hearts, or is she somewhere out there in the universe? We are a humankind of 7 billion. Many different races and religions, and it all comes down to one. Ooh, how far will we have to go before we learn the lesson? Gandhi was a Hindu, Martin Luther King a Christian. Regardless of religion, they know love was the vision. It all comes down to one. Is there no God at all, or a pantheon of gods up in the sky? We can heal our broken hearts if we give up our desire to be right. We are humankind of 7 billion. So many different races and religions, and we all want the same things: health, love, prosperity, and peace. Tolerance is the seed, and the gift of pure acceptance is the tree. We are humankind of 7 billion. So many different races and religions, and it all comes down to one. Ooh, whether you're red, yellow, brown, black, or white, a man with a husband or a woman with a wife, we can debate until the end of time who's wrong and who is right. Or we can see ourselves as one, 'cause it all comes down to love. Is there no God at all, or a pantheon of gods up in the sky? We can heal our broken hearts if we give up our desire to be right. We are humankind of 7 billion. So many different races and religions, and we all want the same things: health, love, prosperity, and peace. Tolerance is the seed, and the gift of pure acceptance is the tree. We are humankind of 7 billion. So many different races and religions, and it all comes down to one.